Recorded live from Random Secret Studios in San Diego, Michigan, and the city of brotherly love.
I'm the capo. He's the prez.
And this is Sons of Ben,
The
pod. Gentlemen, welcome back to Sons of Ben, the pod. Guys, this is this is episode, Devin, I'm going to let you guess the number. This is episode Sean Bradley.
Yep, still not getting it.
No, he's not getting it. So this is episode 76. I mean, a world-class center. Well, maybe not, but we're going to be nice to him because he's going through some hard times now. But yeah, Sean Bradley was Adam, was he the number 2 overall pick?
I actually believe he was the number 1 overall pick, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah. Oh, Harold Katz, thank
wrong,
you. Harold Katz is the only person that makes Nick Sack look like a genius. But that's not here nor there. So let's just get to it. So housekeeping. Beer the Pod, Yards into SP. Remember to support those that support us. All right, let's go to the news. Adam and Devin, did I tell people that they should renew?
Yes, you did, Matthew. Yes, you did, Matthew.
Did I tell people that you should show up at a tailgate on a Wednesday frickin' evening? Did I tell people? Did we not this pod tell people that this is an event that they don't want to miss?
You were accurate with that, Matt. You were 100% factual with all the words you said.
And what happened? Oh, no big deal. Just, multimillionaires were slinging beers for the members.
Like it should be done.
Yeah. We had the highest paid bartending staff in the history of the world, probably, in our little rinky beer trailer, slinging beers. We had Jay Sugarman, Richard Leibovich, Greco, Evan Seltzer. I don't know if did Buccini sling any beer, Devin, or did he just walk around and
I don't think
talk
he
to
was
people?
slinging much beer. No.
Yeah, but you got a lot of foamy beer cups from the owners of the Philadelphia Union. And then Adam, you weren't there, which sucks. We thought we were going to helicopter you in, but Devin was there. Devin, did you see the Escalade roll up to the tailgate?
It wasn't just the Escalade. I saw the security before the tailgate even started, and that's when I knew.
Yeah, people kept coming up to me. Is he coming? He's coming. I'm like, no, Adam's in Italy. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought that's what they were talking about. But one Mr. Gold Medalist, three-time gold medalist, NBA, all-timer, and owner of your Philadelphia Union, Kevin Durant, decided to swing by and walk around the tailgate and talk to people and take pictures. So, if you didn't renew, you might want to renew now because we may just close the list down and everybody's out,
No, but here's the thing, man. What are you going to do to top that? I don't I think you peaked, my guy. I don't know what else. Now what are you going to do? You're going to get the players and the owners and the
we
mayor?
still have a tailgate before our CCL game.
This is very true.
That's going to be a good one.
Here's what I'm going to do, Adam. I'm going to let Devin run the tailgates from now on. So I'm done. He's got to top it. I don't have to top it now.
Devin has to do his job description.
Is this when I finally get my job description? Is this it?
Do you have a badge or anything? Is there something that is there any documents that say what you do?
He's got emotional scarring. That's what happens when you run tailgates.
Well, we all got emotional scarring. I have beer slinging scars. And by the way, I can't imagine for 1 second that Mr. Durant slang a single beer because he couldn't fit in the trailer if he wanted to.
Mr. Durant walked in and went, oh shit, there's people here. And it was like, okay, I'm not going to slide into the side and grab a hot dog and sit down to the picnic table. It was like, everybody just started flocking to him. I mean, everybody was cool. I can't fault. Nobody was bum rushing them. Then again, if they did, security would have flattened your ass.
I'm just you know what? I feel like in one day, we don't have to do this today, but it'd be interesting to think about the case study that is a 7-foot tall introvert. And how Kevin Durant does that. Because it's you can obviously tell this man's just I could do so much better if I didn't have to see 0 people in my day. If I could just see 3 people a day, I'd feel perfect.
Yeah.
But I kudos to him for being there.
Yeah, he can't hide in plain sight like some people can. But I tell you what, it was, and Devin, you were there. One of the other things that was amazing was Jay Sugarman strolls in wearing old school Sons of Ben from the first River Cup, gets in the beer trailer, slinging beers with Richard, then decides to leave the beer trailer, which is weird because people that get in the beer trailer never leave the beer trailer. He just
No, you're
starts walking
stuck.
around. He's walking around talking to everybody. And I'm like, holy shit. And then at the end, he goes, oh, Adam's not here? Hold the beer that I don't drink. I'm going to get on the picnic table and give a speech.
And I thank him,
Yeah.
And I mean, look, I saw the speech because while I was waiting in the line at JFK Customs to get through,
You're not supposed
'cause
to have a
let me
cell
tell
phone
you-
at Customs, Adam. They've got signs.
Look, here's the no. You're not supposed to call people, but if you're gonna sit in line for an hour and a half, you better let me check my damn email. I just got off of a 9-hour flight, And let me tell you, the Alitalia Wi-Fi was not very conducive to the texting like they said I could. But that's why that airline's going bankrupt. But I digress. Legitimately, I'm happy. Like Jay Sugarman needs a redemption tour because of just how bad his PR has been, solely for the reason where he just hides in the shadows and lets everyone else do it for him. But and look, I also believe that's another introvert that we just brought out into front of people who doesn't like being around that many humans, but is like, and I can make some solid goodwill if I just try for about 45 minutes here.
And let me give everybody the background because we never did this. So this all happened was when we went to DC and we were in the Heineken Sky Deck in DC and we saw Richard and then Jay pulled some ninja moves and popped behind us. I looked at Jay, I go, Jay, why don't you come to a tailgate? And he got and gave me that look like, why you guys want me at a tailgate? I thought you would gave me the look like people would stab me. I'm like, Jay, people would love to talk to you. Yeah, I go, people would love to talk to you. So then I followed it up with an email or a text to Richard. I go, Richard, I got an idea. Why don't you and Jay come to a tailgate and just pour beer? That way, if people want to give Jay shit, they really can't because he's pouring beer. And if, say Devin's in front of me and he's giving Jay shit about the helicopter or some crap, I'm like, Devin, get the fuck out of my way. I want my beer. So I was like, it'll be cool. He'll get to interact. And then Richard comes off the freaking top rope and goes, how about we do this? We'll get all the owners to go. We'll pick up the tab. You can donate money to charity. I'll make sure Kevin Durant and Rich Kleiman and all of the 35 Ventures team comes out. All the owners will be there. And I'm like, okay, sure. And I'm like, this is never going to happen. And then it's like, hey, August 18th, it's a Wednesday. Is that cool? I'm like, that sucks, but it'll be cool. So yeah, that's how this all happened. It was just like going from hey, Jay, just pour a beer or two and let people meet you. And I was talking to Richard and I go, I feel bad because I feel like some of the owners, they own this team and they don't have fun with it. Like if any of us own the team, what would you do? I wouldn't be hiding in the tunnel club. I don't know if I would do the Matthew McConaughey bongo drums in front of everybody, but I would definitely be yucking it up with people and tailgating and partying in the parking lot, being like, yeah, come to the owner's box, Adam. This will be great.
No, I've seen you people. I would definitely be hiding somewhere. I know what makes you people cheer. I'm definitely hiding in the owner's box and never coming down.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think everybody, I got feedback from everyone and, members had a blast. Benjamin Franklin Mitchell actually smiled. I've known that kid since birth and never saw the kid crack a smile. He actually smiled when he saw KD. So, I mean, if you can put a smile on that kid's face, and the owners, everybody had a good time. So, I mean, I'm just going to say, when we tell you you should do stuff, you should listen to us. Even though we're being all mysterious and shit, I'm thinking you should do it, Now speaking of what you should do, the Dupe Cup is coming up on Tuesday. I know I'm going to be there. Adam's going to be there. Are you going to be there? We went 2 years ago, and I'm telling you, it's a blast just because the players and the staff and everybody that's there. It's a gorgeous day on a golf course where you're just getting fed, you're getting beers, you get to boo. We get to make a little money by making high-priced lawyers cry. I mean, if you like heckling pro referees, imagine heckling a lawyer that probably is going to sue your pension fund at some point.
I mean, that's taken into the bourgeoisie if I've ever heard it, man.
So the tickets are on Ticket Leap. Get out there. All the money goes to charity. It's a Tuesday. Just take a day off. It's Labor Day weekend. You're really going to work from Tuesday until that Friday. You're not going to work. You really aren't. Just take the day off and come out. And then the last thing on news, Devin, save the date, September 25th, before the Atlanta game. We got the fun run for Richard's wife's family's charity. So we are going to do a little 5K, and I'm going to see if I can keep up with Adam, which I probably can't because he runs a lot, and I just don't run from anything. I just kind of stand there and.
Look, 6 months ago when I was doing absolutely jack shit with my body, you had a shot, but now I've gotten back out there. I get those crack of dawn runs in. I'm still suffering from jet lag, which my body thinks 4 a.m. is like 11 a.m. So I've been, making up with it by actually taking advantage of the sunrise.
I will be out there tomorrow morning in San Diego running around the harbor. So we're going to see how that goes. I've gotten a couple runs in. It ain't pretty, but we'll do that. So that's September the 25th. And then merch. Not only do we have Rally House merch, which one Mr. Kevin Durant and Adam Booth sport on the regular, we've got the new flags. And Devin, did you see these? I don't know if Adam saw them yet. We have you saw them at the tailgate, the coolest collab we've ever done. We've got Sons of Ben hats with the people from 47. Roger Bennett from Men in Blazers made the introduction for us, and we were working on a hat. We were working on 2 hats, and because the supply chain screwed up, we got this one, and the second one we're going to do for the 15th year anniversary next year. But these guys are awesome to work with. The hats are great. I bought 2. I'm like, I want one to run and work out with, and then I want a nice hat. So I bought 2 of these things out of the freaking gate.
Man, your dad wouldn't even take it off. I heard from the minute he got it, he had it on for days in a row. He wouldn't even take it off.
Yeah, scumbag. My dad, Mr. 78 years old. I send the hats to him. He goes, "Hey, I got a big box." I go, "Oh, that's the hats. Why don't you open up and take a look?" He slaps this thing on his head. I go, "You got to pay for that, right?" He goes, Yeah, I'll pay for it. But yeah, he had it on from the go. Like, my mom's like, "Tell him to get this hat off."
You're making your father pay for these hats?
Yeah, I make everyone pay. I paid for it. If I have to pay
that's
for
your
it.
father. What are you doing here, Matthew? Yes, am I shaming you as a son right now on your own podcast? It might be. Yeah.
Listen, he's already told me he spent all the money. There's no inheritance, so he can fork up the 25 bones for this hat.
Wow. Look, man, I'm happy that we are getting deep into the Gindazik family history here, because it seems like there is some doors and some closets with some skeletons. However, I definitely need to be picking up my hat. I don't know if you can get it to me before I head down to DC this weekend, my guy, but we'll figure it out. Shout out to 47. They look fantastic. And, I just like having the Jolly Franklin, because no matter where you go in the world, it's a conversation piece. Like, they're like, why is there a giant skull with hair growing on it? Is that
why do you have a mullet?
It's hair made of bones is basically what it is, which I absolutely adore. But yeah, no, shout outs to 47. Shout outs to the collab. It's a really nice hat.
Yeah, it's a great hat, so get it while you can. It's online. We've already sold like close to half of them, so get on it while you can. All right, Devin, I got one more thing, and then it's your moment to shine, so make sure you're off mute by the time I'm done this. www.philadelphia2026.com. FIFA's coming, people. FIFA's coming September, October. We don't have the exact date yet, but they are coming, and we will be telling you on this pod where we need you to be. We're going to be at bars. We're going to be in the street. We're going to be everywhere showing FIFA that we love this game and we need the World Cup in Philadelphia. So keep an eye out on all our socials and the Philly World Cup 2026 bid socials and this pod. And Devin, how's that Discord, yo?
Discord's great. I don't really have any piece to say about the Discord other than go join it. Oh.
All right, we've got union news, and we've got so much to catch up on, and I apologize. So let's just first go. The union were in Mexico, and yours truly went down for that trip. For about 23 hours, I was in Mexico City, and let me tell you what a freaking experience that was. So shout out to phillysportstrips.com who set it up. Shout out to everybody that went there. There was 60-some plus people. We had a tailgate at a barbecue place beforehand. Let me tell you, the bus ride, armed escorts into the stadium. The police meet us at the bus and do a security check on us. And they go, "Oh, your belts? Nope. Put them back on the bus. No belts." We're like, "Okay, I'll be hoisting my pants." March us into where the stadium grounds are. Get us through the gate till our tickets. No scarves, no flags, like all this. Like, this is crazy. Get us in the stadium. And that was it. Hey, go have fun. See you later. Your section's up there. No escorts. All the Club America fans were fine. They were like, hi, we're getting beers. It was cash only. Like, I had like $40 worth of pesos on me. I'm like, okay. So, no big deal. Game was what the game was. We were in section 500 behind barbed wire and a fence. It was just like, okay, this is serious. And it wasn't until the end when their fans decided to give us shit. And then at the end of the game, and you guys have both been to away games, usually we sit down for 20 minutes and then they escort us out. The cops roll in hot, point at us and like, get out. We're like, what? Get us to the concourse. And we were surrounded by riot shields and police. Now, 90% of the Club America fans were clapping, waving, like, good job, blah, blah, blah. And then there was the 10% of the Oompa Loompa people that were like throwing cups of soda, booing, giving you the finger, like doing all kinds of hand gestures that I don't know what the hell they meant. I was just kind of laughing at it. And then one guy got hit. He goes, I think I'll get hit by a battery. And I'm like, you got hit by an ice cube. I don't think it was a battery, but okay. But we got out of there. Everything was cool. It was an experience, man. That stadium is kind of reminds me of JFK a little, or RFK a little bit, except it's not falling down.
I mean, it might be. Azteca is old as hell. I mean, it's going to take them forever to do anything to replace it, but it's not a spring chicken in terms of soccer stadiums.
They keep renovating it, but you're like, what was it? It's had the Pope there. It's had what, 1 or 2 World Cups there. I mean, it's going to have a 3rd World Cup in 2026. It's crazy. So yeah, we and I will give an update. I won't go into details because the legal precedent, but Sid, the sacrificial fan, may have had to give a police officer some dinero to get out of a minor crime.
Look, I told Sid that prostitution isn't legal there either. You actually pay for it, Sid. That's not how that works there. You might go to jail. It's a problem.
Yeah, and peeing in the park's not illegal. Oh, I'm sorry, but anyhow, yeah, the match. What did you guys think about the match? Because I thought anytime the Union played physical, they got a card or called on. And then if Club America wanted to knock someone's tooth out, it was no big deal. But that was just my biased opinion watching it from the stands. I don't know what you guys saw on TV.
So let me tell you on how trying to watch a soccer match at 4:30 in the morning on a cell phone next to your girlfriend while she's sleeping is not the easiest activity. So when I say that I got to the 55th minute before my body physically shut down, that's about as far as I got. I saw a little bit. From what I saw, look, it seemed that for me, Club America wasn't an insurmountable team. Like, it wasn't something that I thought that the Union couldn't, at least do something with. But I think, and the irony of it is, I feel like if the Union had home field in the first leg, it would have helped a lot more than the reverse, because I feel like they could have enough confidence to go in Azteca and not be maybe as like shell shocked and starstruck. Because like I think that's the thing with MLS clubs when they go to Mexico and stuff like that. They go to these venues and these stadiums that are comparable to their NFL stadiums in a lot of ways, if not more. And when you're used to just playing in Chester, God bless Subaru Park, but you could have the same feeling that once upon a time Nigeria had when it was playing the U.S. in basketball. You're just like, oh snap, I am in the big. So moral of the story is, you need three goals in Philadelphia, and you need for them not to score. That would be ideal. I'll do the 2-0 go to penalties too. We can have that conversation, but either way, it's not impossible. It's just not favorable. And hopefully you got these new guys coming in, by September. I'm hoping we don't have a visa issue with my guy Jesus, and Davo can, get his minutes in and, make a little bit of a difference. And you have Jamiro back for the match, which you didn't have for that one. And that's a biggie.
Yeah, I mean, when the Union did, and we knew they weren't going to press because they didn't want to get burnt. We knew they were going to hunker down and make sure that they didn't get blown out. And it should have been a 1-0 game. It really should have. I mean, the refereeing was not great for us. It was great for Club America, but when the Union did physically play them and pressed, they hung with them. I mean, granted, Club America's got in the MLS 9 out of their 11 players would be DPs in our league. So. But I think after that game, I think the guys are like, you know what? We can play with this team. We can beat this team. We just have to come at it. So I'm hoping, yeah. And the other thing we need is what we can do as fans. Don't sell your damn ticket on StubHub. I mean, I know you can get $400, $500 for it, but please make one sacrifice for this team and keep it within us. Keep the Club America fans out of there. Keep it Subaru Park as a Union, Sons of Ben, Philadelphia Union supporters group. Don't sell the ticket. I know $500 can buy you an airline ticket. It's a part of your car payment, but just keep it inside the house. Now I want to talk about this game in September because I want to call it, Devin, and maybe you can help me. How do we say a tooth for a tooth in Espanol?
Sorry, I can't help you with this one.
Diente por diente. That's what I want to call this game. I want to call it diente por diente, a tooth for a tooth. And I do want to send a special message out to one of our owners, Rob Buccini. I know you're listening. If you can let us know with a wink and a smile that Club America will be at one of your properties in Old City, maybe the Marriott, let us know, because we think the night before maybe me and Adam might want to dress up like maids and bang drums and air horns and stuff.
Do not throw my black ass into this equation. I am saying nope.
We are going to tailgate outside the Club America rooms. We're going to rent rooms above them, below them, and just party the whole time. We'll bring KD. It'll be a great time.
I am in no position to deal with the Philadelphia Police Department again.
We'll deal with that. Don't worry. We've got a guy. You're fine. So diente por diente and tailgating at the hotel with Club America. It's on. Now, guys, we had New York City and we had Montreal. Is that all we had so far? How many games have we missed since that's been going on? Yeah,
it's been a minute. But it's okay. We played New York that one time, and then
we got the win.
Yeah, and then we played who to get that weird tie that everyone
Montreal.
Hates. Montreal, that one. Yeah.
Why are they such a pain in my ass? Why can't we ever get a result against Montreal? I feel like they spoil everything. Like it's a team we should roll over and over and over, but we don't.
This for the same reasons that we always overplay ourselves against DC United 90% of the time. Even if they're good or bad, we just still tend to beat them. But I don't know, some teams got your number. Some teams just find a way, and I think the Canadian teams are going in two different directions since being able to come home and actually play in their home country. It's been nice for them, but I think Montreal is actually being energized by it, while the other team, by Vancouver and Toronto, have missed the Great White North too much, and they're just folding in their seasons early. They want to spend as much time as home as possible.
Yeah, I don't know. I memean, it's. I've talked to people, and it's not like the team's playing bad, but we should be up like 3-0, 4-0, and we're just not putting the ball in the back of the net. And I don't know if we need to start playing some more homegrowns, because you look at Quinn Sullivan, he comes in, all this kid's doing is hitting bangers. I mean, and the kids are bringing the energy, but I don't know if it's just so many new people or what it is, but why isn't the firepower there is my question.
Too many revolving doors. In my eyes, you've had a lot of revolving doors. You had Martinez be out for those games, and Venezuela getting suspended, the Montero issues for that period of time. You had Flock in, Flock out. You put Sullivan in, you've put DeVries in. You put you've played a decent amount of homegrowns. You try to put Aaronson in there when you can as well, and it's like you got about 7-8 dudes who could authentically say, play me right now in a midfield of 4. So it's tough, it's tough to see where minutes are going to come from, how you're going to really distribute it properly. The thing that we miss out here is a US Open Cup would be perfect for us right now, because it gives you an opportunity to get those extra reps in for those individuals, because right now you can't really take off any league matches, and you can't take off any matches for the Champions League. There's no friendlies coming up. There's nothing that gives you an opportunity to get these guys more minutes outside of Union 2, basically. And that's where you're kind of stuck with right now. You don't, like, everyone's saying Bedoya is over the hill, then he scores a banger to get you a point against New York. Or get you 3 points against New York. So you're not going to not play Montero. You're not going to not play Martinez. And Leon Flock, he's had some setbacks recently, but like that's really the only person you can possibly think about taking out.
He's 20 years old too.
So like he is he's not a homegrown, but he's in that caliber of conversation where, it's
Gazdag is
we didn't even mention Gazdag. I completely forgot he was on the roster for 14 seconds. That should show you where we're at right now with this entire who plays, who do you play, who doesn't play, especially when you play a diamond, like who plays that system and does that like that. So I mean, look, that's an embarrassment of riches, but at the same time, if there's no continuity, if these guys are not have enough gelling to play with each other, because MLS, like many leagues, has won in the midfield more so than anywhere else. Santos and Chabilco are people who need service, and if they don't get proper service, that's a problem.
Yeah, and you say you hit the nail on the head. You go an embarrassment of riches. Do you remember the days when we would just scream for Roger Torres or Elsinho to come in because that was the only option we had? Now it's like I need a freaking Santa Claus list to go through who I want to come in as a sub. I mean, I guess it's a good problem. I just want to see the results on the field right now.
There was a time period where the Philadelphia Union were in an Open Cup final, and we brought on Pedro Ribeiro. That was it. That was what Jim was like. I need to go to extra time in a cup final. Bring on Pedro Ribeiro. No disrespect to the man, but he understands what I mean by that sentence. Like, this is an embarrassment of riches, but the problem is, and this is the problem when you have a game where you can only sub in 3 people at a time, and they're hard subs at that, you gotta find minutes for all of this talent. And, I'm not sure what the Montero situation was. Did they believe that he was gone when they brought in Jesus, and then now they realize I might have a log jam here? What were their thoughts on, like, I believe the Union needed a 4th striker, so the Davo move doesn't really bother me in any capacity, but like, were there other plans in here? Because, like, look, you need to bring in new blood. You need to bring in something to jumpstart a team that's playing, I mean, by their standards at this point, mediocrely. But at the same time, it's just like, if these guys don't play together enough,
well, and keep in mind, like, when Ernst is making moves, this isn't a knee-jerk reaction. It's not like, oh, we hear Jamiro's not happy, we got to get somebody. It's more like he was bringing this person in anyhow. But keep in mind, right now, Ernst has been buying, but remember, he's real good at selling too. So I think every time he brings somebody in, it means somebody's probably down the line going, and that's why right now there's a log jam. But I think we're going to see some movement with some of our guys, for the financial benefit of the club. But that's not here or there.
Is DeVries going to Venice? Has anyone confirmed this yet?
I have not, but I have not asked anybody because I have been flying around like a nut job with work and other stuff and planning tailgates and that and getting hats and stuff. So I haven't really been that involved with the personnel. So I guess maybe you should text KD and find out.
I mean, look, I'm just trying to figure it out because I'm here for them, and I'm here for him moving on, because then I can have, like, there's way too many nice jerseys out right now, and Venecia made legit 3 really great jerseys, like back to back. But I'm only gonna get the primary one. But it's like legitimately, I need to, get that one. I gotta get the Ajax one. I gotta get the Chelsea one that just came out. I gotta get the Palermo one that just came out. There's a lot of jerseys I gotta buy. So I just
You don't have enough days in the week to sport all these jerseys, my man.
I really don't. But here's the thing. I actually had a serious conversation with myself about the Seattle Jimi Hendrix kit because I was just like, look, I can't buy another MLS's jersey. I can't do it. But holy shit, I would if I would have bought that kit twice on Sunday. That thing is sparkly. It's a phenomenal one. It's a bad season for kits, but there's a couple of goodies sneaking.
Just hold off because I heard the Union are going to do an Asher Roth jersey, so you can get that instead of the Jimi Hendrix one.
I would want to see like a Hall & Oates jersey. That's it. That's the one I want to see. Maybe a Patti LaBelle. I got thoughts.
Teddy Prendergrass.
Oh my God, no! It'd be too sensual. You have to. This is a family environment. No Teddy Pendergrass.
It could be sponsored by like a condom company.
No, yeah, it just Durex sponsors the Union now. That's how this goes.
All right, now we talked about an embarrassment of riches, so let's get to MLS news where we're just going to talk about an embarrassment. I don't know if you heard this, but Adam, breaking news: the Chicago Fire owner, Joe Mansueto, I don't know. He purchased a Swiss Super League team, Club FC Lugano. Have you heard of them? I don't watch Swiss Super League, so I'm not sure.
No, I have not. I'm sorry. I missed that.
And then in other news, Devin, Switzerland just announced they're no longer neutral, and they've declared war on the city of Chicago.
Is this another owner? Is this another American owner trying to get their money's worth?
He's claiming he bought that Swiss Super League so they can combine the teams and resources and transfer players back and forth and that kind of stuff. I mean, this is just another if you can do something fucked up and wrong, you could own the Chicago Fire.
Here's the best part about this. How in God's green earth would the Fire then turn into the primary club? They are automatically the feeder club, even if you could call it that situation. So if you're a Chicago Fire fan, welcome to the hell that is Red Bull right now.
That's what I thought. This is a Red Bull move. This was not a... Yeah, so I just, every time I want to complain about the Union, we're not winning games, I just look at Chicago and I go, oh, you poor bastards.
No, this is the Philadelphia sports fans' dilemma. None of your teams are truly terrible. Most Philadelphia sports teams.
Well, the Eagles are going to suck this year.
They might, but here's the thing: they might still make the playoffs because of how bad the NFC East is as a collective.
True.
So we here's the thing: the Eagles won't be great, but we don't know if they'll be bad, and that's the point. That's the Philadelphia sportsman's curse, because the entire time you're looking at these teams and you're just like, man, the Flyers might do something. They're probably terrible, but they might do something. And then you have, the Sixers. Well, they're probably going to do something. Like the Phillies, it's just like they have enough to do something. The Chicago Fire inspire nothing in their fan base, in the rest of the league. Every time your team drops points to the Chicago Fire, it's an organizational meeting is called the next day, because you're actually asking yourself, what's wrong? What are we doing? How did we allow this team to come into our building and not beat us, because they don't do that, but even to tie us is an organizational failure. That, I talk about the Chicago Fire way too much for this to be a podcast about the Philadelphia Union, but I only say that because they are a reflection on the league as a whole, because they allow, again, the third largest media market in this country that is a very, very passionate soccer hotbed to have this team be ran into the literal ground, and then this guy is going to Josh Harris this situation and, make his money in a bigger club in another country, and I'm going to combine the resources. No, you're going to send any kid through the academy worth his weight in anything immediately to the Swiss Alps because you're going to make more money on him there than in Chicago.
It's a convenient place for him to hide his money in Switzerland too. So let's not forget that.
This is all a long con. Everyone's complaining about ownership not being about football anymore. They haven't been about football in a long time. They're about making money, and they're making money hand over fist if you don't play for Barcelona.
I don't know if you saw it, but God, I don't know. Probably the 19th or something, Philly Soccer Page had a thing about the genius of Jay Sugarman, and it was after our tailgate, and it was just because the Union just got evaluated, and they're worth like $536 million freaking dollars. Jay bought that thing for a $10 million buy-in. It was like $30 million they put into it. Like, you can't do better. And other soccer teams like fucking Barcelona is $1.3 billion in debt. But the MLS franchises are printing money right now. It's
because it was the most obvious solution in the universe was make America work for soccer.
Yeah.
This is the final frontier in terms of making professional soccer a valuable thing. And once they figured out a way to do it, yeah, it was gangbusters from there because, like, legitimately, like, you think Kevin Durant's an owner of the Union because he just like, you know what, I'm a really big soccer fan and I just felt that this was a good idea. No, my guy wants equity.
We were talking about that. In 1 year, Kevin Durant just doubled his money on when the value upped. He doubled his money on the net value of the Union. And keep in mind, the land hasn't even been developed.
This is why do you think Sugarman's still here? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, these guys, like, look, I honestly believe Richard Leibowitz is all about this. I actually believe that he is 100% gung-ho with this. But let's be honest with this. I'm a grown-ass man now. I don't believe in fairy tales like I used to. These guys are waiting for this exact moment to cash out on this very lucrative idea of soccer in America. Because the only thing the Union can do is get bigger. They're not gonna get smaller. They're only gonna get bigger. So if you get on this floor, that $500 million evaluation is gonna turn to 700, gonna turn to 800, gonna turn to $1 billion sooner rather than later. And the craziest thing about this is, 12 years ago, if you told me the Philadelphia 76ers were worth $500 million, I would have said that's probably a good estimate. This is how quickly this money is working in this favor. Also, shout out to Donald Sterling for the most lucrative racist moment in the history of mankind. No one else has made $1.5 billion off of not letting black people sit courtside at their basketball games. My God, honestly, that's America if I know anything. But legitimately, the minute the LA Clippers are now valued at $2 billion, every other franchise in the United States and possibly the world said, well, I mean, if that's the Clippers, we're the Yankees. We're the Cowboys. We're the Lakers. How much are we worth?
Oh, the Sixers are like, let's build a practice facility because it'll make our value more.
I don't care if you got Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, whatever. The LA Clippers will never be an intrinsically more valuable franchise than the Philadelphia 76ers, and that's the facts.
Until they move to Vegas.
Even still, the Raiders, the Raiders are still not going to be more valuable in Vegas than they probably were ultimately in Oakland as long as they built them a new stadium. That's another conversation for another day, but we'll have that. Anyway, ultimately, and what I'm saying is what I truly believe is the minute this all pans out and the Union are ready for a new stadium in 15 or 20 years and all of the development is Sugarman's out, all these guys are out, and a new crop will come in to now revalue the Union even higher and make it more money off of them. This is just how this goes.
Listen, and I mean, like, we give the MLS a lot of shit on this pod, but let's just get into the All-Star game and talk about that. Like, how they've developed from MLS 1.0, 2.0 to now 3.0. All right, the MLS wins the All-Star game against Liga MX. Matt Turner is a freaking stud of a player who we talk about all the time. Is like, he was a late bloomer. He didn't even get drafted. he got drafted and cut, and and now he's the number 2 goalie in the U.S. and he's probably the number 2 goalie in MLS behind Andre Blake.
Tell me Zach Steffen deserves it over him right now. I mean, be honest with me and tell me Zach Steffen really deserves. Like, he does play for Manchester United, but he's the backup at Man City, so he's not even getting the same amount of reps right now that Turner's getting.
You'd have to see them apples to apples. That's the whole thing.
Turner just won the Gold Cup.
Yeah, but then again, maybe Steffen's practices are way harder than Turner's games.
This could be, but look, this is the thing. This, shout out to the eventual new home of the Supporter Shield, the New England Revolution. But legitimately, they just got Buchanan's about to be on his way out, and thank God, because that man just tears the Union up like it's tissue paper.
Oh yeah,
but Matt Turner can't be there for another season. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah, he's got to be going somewhere. So, but no, I mean, what is this win? This our All-Stars beat Liga MX All-Stars. What does this mean for the league?
Is this
the first step?
I think it's just another block on top of the already building tower. We won the Gold Cup. We beat Mexico. What was the tournament we just beat them in?
The Nations League.
Yes.
Nations
so
League,
we beat them in Nations League. We beat them in their All-Star game. The things are trending in the right direction, if you ask me.
I think that if you're honest with yourself, obviously the MLS thing means absolute jack shit. But because half of the players that play for MLS are diabetic Americans. Hi, Nani. But the thing about it is, I do believe that the respect that MLS is looking for is on the horizon. Between the amount of players that they're selling and making immediate impacts. We can talk about, Aaronson being phenomenal down there at Salzburg. You have Weston McKennie,
we're getting to that.
But what I'm saying is, my point is, they're all MLSers that got there. They're all people who started in these systems in the United States and made their way up over there. The only one that probably did is Johnny Brooks and Josh Sargent and Pulisic. Other than that, most of these guys started, and Rainier, but most of these guys started over here. And even for Team Canada, you got Alfonso Davies and Buchanan. Canada is going to be a problem in the next couple of years. And they all came from these MLS clubs.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Now, you brought up the name, so let's get to the alumni. All I got to say to anybody listening out there, and the players and the staff of the Union and anybody else in MLS, you come on this pod and you end up doing great things afterwards. Did you see friend of the pod, our guy, Brendan Aaronson, in Champions League qualifying action not once but twice, Adam? Did you see what our guy did? I mean,
it brings it. I was always a believer in the talents of Brendan Aaronson. Did I believe it was going to be this immediate and this much of an impact? I did not. This guy is now he's just, not only is he making himself an impact, he's now cementing himself in that 11 in Salzburg in a way where it's just I thought he was just going to be a bench player. And he's now charging to the front of, so you're putting me in those World Cup qualifiers in the 11. I'm in the 11 for the qualifiers, correct? Because I'm as in form as any person you have right now on your roster. And that's 100% a fact.
And the one thing I loved about the last game, after the first goal, I forget who from Red Bull scored that, Aaronson's shushing the crowd. After his goal, he shushes the crowd again. He's starting to feel what impact he makes and what he's doing. And it's gotten to the point where I was planning a September vacation to maybe go to Austria. I don't think I'm going to Austria, cuz. I think I might be going to, I'm going to Germany. I think I'm going to England. I think I'm going to Spain. I don't think to go see our kid that we're going to see him in Austria. I just don't think that's going to happen.
No, he's on a rocket ship to the moon right now. And his stock is going up. And I just hope the Union had a sell-on clause, because if they did,
we do. We have a sell-on clause.
And on top of that, they got 500,000 just for him being in those Champions League games. On
See,
top
that's
of
what I'm
everything.
Look, man, like that's a beautiful thing. But that's
Now
I'm happy. I'm happy for him.
we could make a trip to maybe England to see Salzburg play Tottenham. Oh no, Tottenham's not in the Champions League, are they?
Are you?
Who's at the Champions Leagues, Adam? Is there any team in England that we like that's in the Champions League that might play Salzburg?
Blue is the color. Football is the game. We're all together. La Cuckoo is on our team. My God. You know what? And first off, like obviously you score against Arsenal because he doesn't score against Arsenal. But Robin Lou, well, like, don't hurt him. Don't do too much too quickly, man. I mean, we had to bring on N'Golo Kante off the bench. What is that madness? What kind of roster do you have where you're bringing Kante off the bench casually in the 70th? Huh? My stars. Like what?
Devin, that's how you transfer from alumni to Premier League action. We just go from Aaronson to Pulisic to the Premier League to our beloved Chelsea. Just they had a very close one against the mighty Palace. You know, they just took that. Yeah. Were you worried about that?
So I was shaking in my high tops.
We had Arsenal. Ooh, I was worried about that one. Yeah, so we don't have to dwell on it. Just we good. We good.
Look, I'm happy that Man City is about to go get Ronaldo because now they're gonna make it interesting. Because for a moment there, I was just like, man, we gonna run this one. This one, like last year was supposed to be the one, but like this year, it like the Chelsea B squad. The Chelsea B squad would win every other league in the world. That's
maybe not the French league.
No, it might. Look, the Chelsea B it might fight it might finish second in the French league,
right?
Because look, you're gonna be like, all right, let's put my B squad has a Timo Werner on it. It has a Ziyech on it. You know, I guess is Conte on the B squad now? Are we putting is it Kosovic? I mean, because
he's a floater. He's a floater.
My God, you have
Kepa.
Kepa's your goalie. You got Callum Hudson-Odoi coming over there. You have your Zuma for as long as he's still on the roster. Ben Chilwell can't even get in the 11. What are we doing?
All right, Adam, we're gonna take it down a notch and we're gonna talk Tottenham.
Why?
Well, what's the point? For equal. Well, there was good news. Mashed Potato Man says summer. Marlon Brando said he's staying for the summer.
I'm going to stay. I found a home here in London, and I don't want to give it up anytime soon.
Yes, I think this was just Man City realizing, wait, we could get Ronaldo? Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind.
Wait, we can get a Harry Kane, or we can sell underwear. We can legitimately change the whole fortunes of it. It's the Ronaldo effect is is massive for a club that's already massive.
We've got to put Devin on the line here. We got to get him on the firing squad because he's on this very pod has been basically saying Tottenham no, I'm all on the Brentford wagon.
Hell yeah.
And then when Brentford was top of the table the first thing, but your Tottenham Hotspurs, not only are you keeping Harry Kane, are you getting Weston McKennie now? Are you making moves? Are you making big boy moves? Are you ready to give up on Brentford to go back to your original love of Tottenham? I mean,
I got my hopes up, but unfortunately, Matt, this rumor has already been squashed. So it's there's nothing going on there, unfortunately.
That would have.
Well, if Weston McKennie wants to get on this pod, big things will happen for him.
Look, I'm just now happy as a person who recently got back from Italy, seeing the Italian fire sale of Serie A, where all the clubs are just okay, so we can't afford any of these guys anymore. So Lukaku, you gotta go. We gotta sell Ronaldo. We gotta sell McKennie. We're just gonna sell all these.
And then
guys.
Real Madrid out here going and buying freaking Mbappe.
I love that Real Madrid is still that club to people where they're just like, it's been a boyhood dream of mine to play for El Blanco. And I'm just like, really? Like, when you were a kid, I guess when he was like a kid, like when he was young, Real Madrid was that team. And I'm just like, it's to me like when kids are just like, I've always dreamed about playing for the Yankees. And I'm just like, when were the Yankees good when you were a child?
Or it's like, it's even like kids are like, oh, I always wanted to play for United. United hasn't been good.
Any child born after 1996 who says they want to play for Manchester United is only doing that because their father showed them some tapes.
Exactly, and they're videotapes.
Like
they're not even
VHSs.
seated. They're not even. Yeah, they're like Cowboys Super Bowl tapes are the same time as
Like,
this. So yeah,
I'm 31. I'm definitely part of the last generation that saw Man United actually be a dominant force in soccer. They're still
and
good, dominant.
You just dated friend of the pod, Danny Higginbottom.
Oh, I know, but he knows. Also, is
Yeah,
this going to
he
be
knows.
fun when Ronaldo now plays for both Manchester teams? That's a fun game.
Oh my god,
I love that shit.
it's going to be great.
Play for the Lakers and the Clippers, you bastards.
It's almost like it's only about money.
This was the money
Oh,
episode.
man.
We probably discussed more finances than we ever have on this episode.
Yeah, this is Wu
Devin.
Fang Financial. Diversify your bonds.
Exactly, Devin. Did we leave anything on the table? Did we miss anything?
Nah, I'm good. Wrap it up.
The only thing I want to say is happy birthday to Paxton Aaronson. The kid, I think the kid can vote now, man. The kid can
God.
vote legally. So yeah, happy birthday, Paxton. Can't wait to see what you do this next season, the rest of this season. And guys, I think that's episode number Sean Bradley in the books. Hopefully
I
we're
can't
gonna be
believe we didn't mention Quinn Sullivan. God.
We did. We talked about the bicycle and the kit. We
Not
talked
long
about
enough. But yes,
No,
we
not
had
enough.
not
it.
enough.
We had a
Quinn
lot.
Sullivan talk.
We had a lot going on. We will talk about Chris Albright's relative in
Wait,
depth at some point.
Is that the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon there?
They're cousins.
Oh man, that explains
Yeah.
the
Can
hair.
we get them both on the pod? Can we do that?
Same time?
No, I have
Let's
to
do
do
it.
a Chris Albright pod in person. I just want to stare at him.
Well, we're going to see him at the Dupe Cup.
Yes,
on
we will.
August 31st.
I actually might dress up for this one. I usually come in flip flops, but I feel like I need to, put on some more dapper attire for the billionaires and such.
I might bring a club just so I can take hacks like in between. See if I can get it on the green.
I'm just bringing one of those old school clubs that you use as like a walking cane. That's all. But then I'll occasionally whack a ball with it, or just a hockey stick like Happy Gilmore.
So people, Dupe Cup this Tuesday. Get on Ticket Leap. Get your tickets. It's worth it. Guys, episode 76, Sean Bradley is in the books. Thank you for listening, and aloha Felicia.
Put your masks back on, damn it.